President Joe Biden has said America will hold those responsible to account after 3 US soldiers were killed and 34 injured in a drone attack on a military base in Jordan near the Syrian border. The White House says the attack was carried out by a radical Iran-backed militant group operating in Syria and Iraq. In a written statement, the president said, America's heart is heavy. Last night, 3 US service members were killed and many wounded during an unmanned aerial drone attack on our forces stationed in northeast Jordan near the Syria border. While we are still gathering the facts of this attack, we know it was carried out by radical Iran-backed militant groups operating in Syria and Iraq. The 3 American service members we lost were patriots in the highest sense, and their ultimate sacrifice will never be forgotten by our nation. We will carry on their commitment to fight terrorism and have no doubt we will hold all those responsible to account at a time and in a manner our choosing. Our Middle East correspondent Alistair Bunkle is in Jerusalem. Alistair, what more can you tell us?
Well, this attack happened last night. It's understood that the soldiers who were wounded and the 3 of those who were killed were sleeping at the time. It was at an outpost near the Jordanian-Syrian border. The Americans have had forces based around that area for many years now, dating back at least until the time when the Syrian civil war was at its height, and American forces, along with others, were fighting against Islamic State cells in Syria. They are the first US service personnel to have been killed since the Hamas attacks on October the 7th here in Israel. The attack itself, which we understand is yet to be attributed to an exact group, although as the statement you read out from President Biden makes clear, they believe it is an Iranian-backed group operating out of Syria. The attack is yet another that is part of a wider campaign against US forces based around the region. The Americans have been wholeheartedly supportive of the Israeli campaign to fight and hopefully, from an Israeli point of view at least, defeat Hamas in Gaza. And as a result, the Americans, who have tens of thousands of troops based in the Middle East, have had attacks themselves. A lot of it's gone under the radar, to be quite honest. It hasn't been entirely underreported, but there's been quite a number of attacks, particularly in Iraq and northeast Syria. What has been much more public are the attacks on US interests, in particular in the Red Sea, which is an ongoing issue for America, also for Britain as well, who have forces there. But this is going to be seen as an escalation. And the Americans have made it very clear that whether it's the Houthis in Yemen or any other Iranian-backed militia, they will respond, and as Joe Biden said in his statement, at a time and a moment of their choosing. But I think it is indicative of what is happening along the narrow and small Gaza Strip is how...
Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name for the Heavenly Father, Yahushai being the name for his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, the Tasha's truth and will well, and salutations to hopeful pushing his truth and honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh Sap, coaching another lessons through the spirit power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, getting another update of end times and events. You heard the breaking news. You had a U.S. base operating out of Jordan was attacked. You had 3 service members killed, and so far the number is tallied up to 34 injured. Okay, so that's a lot. That was a pretty big hit. Okay, so these events like this is what's pulling the U.S. further and further into this conflict that's going on over there in the Middle East. You know, the U.S. already backs Israel forces and what they're doing in Gaza, and everybody knows that that's just all out genocide that's going on over there. So Iran did make statements and threats, said that they were going to hit the U.S. eventually. So this could very well escalate, like he said, to spiral on to full out World War III. You know, it's basically getting kicked off World War III. You know, you're going to start seeing U.S. military getting deployed over there to that region. And this is all Bible prophecy. We're living at the time of the end. World War III about to kick off, man. And at the same time, you basically got the threat of civil war over here in the U.S. too. So things not looking good for America. Okay, things not looking good for any of these nations, because once World War III kicks off, it's going to be all thermonuclear destruction, and the Lord's going to return in the midst of all of that and wipe everybody out and build up His kingdom. You know, that's the future that's to come. He's going to set Esau's sword against his own self. You know, he's going to stab himself with his own sword. His sword is those nukes, those missiles. The Lord's going to put in spirit for him to launch them things. He's going to launch all his launch and obliterate all his cities. You know, the Lord's going to set them angels to adjust them guidance systems to hit their targets. And in the midst, the Lord's going to return. The fathership's going to be in the sky, and He's going to send His angels to get busy. This is the times that we're in, man. You know, but ultimately, what's getting ready to come with this is going to be that MOTB. All right, which is the Revelation 13 and 16, the charagma, the rice grain, thing that goes in your hand and your head, the prophetic thing that prevents you from buying or selling if you don't have it. Okay, they need that to be rolling out real soon. So I got some pre-scriptures that go into this, man. So check it out. This is the book of Jeremiah 15:22. It says, "The sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction." So that's war. Sound of war is in the land. Great destruction to follow. Okay, now we don't know when the U.S. is going to retaliate, or what to extent that retaliation is going to be, but there's going to be a whole lot more events like this happening, so they might as well just deploy everybody over there. They're already over there helping Israel. I mean, that alone is going to cause more U.S. forces to die and shit like that, so it is what it is, man. The prophecies are being fulfilled. Okay, this is the book of Joel 3:2 says, "I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." Now, where's Jehoshaphat at? Okay, if you pull up some images, I mean, just look at this region, man. Okay, that's right over there in the Middle East. All right. So all these nations are going to gather to fight around the Holy Land. The Lord has put in that spirit to drag everybody over there to fight. And like I said, He's going to pop up on the scene, or the scriptures say He's going to pop up on the scene in the midst of all of that. And they're going to stop shooting each other and look up and aim to shoot at the Heavenly Father and try to fight. And that's where the prophecy of the great war in heaven is going to take place. Okay? And that's going to be Esau's military with his ships against Yahushai's military with his angels and his chariots, his angelic ships. Who do you think is going to win? The Lord's going to obliterate Esau, Edom. Not going to stand a chance. Revelation 16 and 15. "Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame." Right. So the Lord's going to come unexpectedly. So blessed is he that watches. You're supposed to be watching, paying attention. What's going on? Keep your garments. Your garments represent keeping the scriptures, your faith, the commandments the best as you can. Okay, don't be caught slipping, caught naked, you know. Everyone's going to see your shame. So those that don't believe, they're going to be shamed. It says, "And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon." That's the same region. The same exact region. So you see how the Spirit is moving and bringing all these nations to fight. This is what's happening, man. It's the book of Zechariah 14:2 says, "For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Now, let's talk about Israelites. All right, so Israelites, you 2/3 of our people, you got it coming, you know. And part of this prophecy is it's already been fulfilled, you know, us being snatched up and put into captivity. Okay, but also on a physical note, everybody's going to be gathered over there in the land of Israel and Jerusalem physically as well to fight. Okay, but over here in America, this is going to be going on. You're going to have these FEMA camps being set up. Okay, which is going to be prison camps, and people are going to be put back into captivity. Our people over here, you know, and Jacob's trouble, if you're wicked, you're going to face captivity again. Okay, your houses rifled. You're going to have soldiers kicking in your doors, militias, UN troops, women ravished. Okay, that word ravished goes into raped. That's something that's going to happen. There's not going to be no police force to protect your people, man. This devil's coming down with wrath. He's not going to care. He's not going to spare nobody. That's the horrors of war. Women and children. It says, and half the city shall go forth in captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. So there you go, man. Destruction. Total war and destruction is coming, man. Okay. Matthew 24:6, it says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. So right, we're hearing a physical war is happening. Obviously, a U.S. base just got hit with a drone. Okay. And we hear rumors of wars. We're hearing rumors of World War III and Civil War. It says, see that ye be not troubled. Meaning you don't have to, you're not supposed to be not looking forward to these things or worried. It says, because for all these things must come to pass, meaning they have to happen. And it says, but the end is not yet. The end is not yet. The end is when Yahweh Shai comes. Okay, and then he after the missiles, he raised up his hunters, and then, you know, that's the end. Then you have the new beginning, which is the nation of Israel being raised up, the elect being raised up, and the kingdom of heaven being established on earth as it is in heaven. Okay. So this is the future that's to come. This is why you're hearing all these news reports of all this war. And people saying, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. You're damn right. Hey, it's looking good for us, man. The prophets, because I told you so, it was about to be an understatement. We've been warning you people. And we want these things to happen, because the faster it happens, the quicker we get the kingdom. We're tired of this. This isn't really living. Hey, we want to meet Yahweh Shai personally and get them crowns put on our heads. So we're ready for it. Bring it. Bring the pain, man. So with that, Lord's will is lessons edifying. I'm going to close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders. Great millstone. Tasha's truth of will. And salutations to you. Hopefully, questions, truth, and honest sincerity. Shalom.